DevOps on LocalSupport with Tree, and Tom and Sam are here. We are your hosts, and yes, so we were just looking at this now. Push. We go into details there. Is that now? Yes. So that's now clicking straight through to the previous build. Yep. Okay. Great. So that's all good. Blah, 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 blah. And so this one, I guess, right. And of course, this is still it's the circle rather than the tick because of the config. That's leading us to the next.
Yeah.
And so rather than addressing the config on here, you're saying, let's look at config on one of your own repos. Is that better?
I think maybe just to give it a try to give you an idea of what's happening. We can do that because what I don't want to do is get you putting in any kind of secrets into unencrypted config, if that makes sense.
No, that makes perfect sense. Although I think that the immediate issue that we have here is let's have a look at
if we can get away with not secret config, that fixes that.
It's like this divine secret key,
yeah,
which is So I guess what we have is we have config, and it's not is encrypting it an extra complexity step here, or there's further development that's required.
No, it's ready to go, but it is an extra complexity step. But I'm thinking maybe we should just shoot for the prize.
To be honest with this, like this device secret key, basically I can just generate new ones and throw them away, like absolutely trivially. It's not something that like a third party service is using and then needs to be done. I mean, I think we can just. I don't think we're going to actually compromise anything if we could just set. I mean, because we can set this to be what, and it's then what does it end up actually compromising? It's the ability to log into this instance that actually only has dummy data in it anyway. And
gotcha.
So I think let's go for so
let's do it.
Yeah. So here I am. Guide me.
So I assume you're going to want to do this on the develop branch, or is there a tree?
Well, why don't we do it on this tree?
Should we try it? Yeah.
Test? Yeah.
Let's go in there.
So,
you can actually do all of this through the GitHub interface if you wanted to, but you can also wherever you feel most excited.
I was just gonna. Right. So I guess. So. Yeah, I can do it. Shall I just if I go onto this branch?
Yep.
No, I didn't create. I thought we were on it. It does already exist. Yeah, I just want to go to it. What are you doing? Yeah. Okay. Why is it even? Don't offer me the option to create it. Anyway, we're on this branch, so I can create a file here.
You can create a new file. Yeah.
Yep.
Call it .tree.yml.
Indeed. Yep.
The top level key for the environment is going to be environment. I'm just going to double check. Yeah, environment single case. I've possibly foolishly named it, but
environment singular environments.
Yep, environment like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you put a key at this level, it's going to apply to everything. So it's kind of the default, right?
Okay, so that's And actually, can I? I don't know. Anyway, but so here I'm just going to go, like this.
Yep, that's ideal. That's ideal.
Let's just do that.
And then just commit that guy, and that's it.
Yep.
So what should happen now? Usual story. It should start building. So if you head for your
well, I'll just. The position of those Slack things is so yeah, it's
right.
The branch there. So this is now here. So right, there we go. So we've got the build.
Brilliant. So it's building. So what we should see, I guess, is that build progress a lot better than it did before.
We'll see. As it's going, should we talk about what would be the process of doing the encryption?
Yes, that's a very good idea. So for now, maybe we can think of ways to streamline this. So I'm going to show you how we're currently doing it, and then let's let's kind of discuss how Travis does it and compare notes and see if we can think of maybe better options. So easiest way to do it is there's a like an application from Stack Exchange called Blackbox, and Blackbox lets you manage encrypted files in a Git repo.
Okay.
So let's see what it says about installing on you're on a Mac, right? So installation instructions. Are you Mac ports or Homebrew?
Brew.
I did drop you. I think I dropped you a link. I did drop you a link in Agile Ventures if you want a quick one. But otherwise, how about I just tell you what the command is? So it's brew install Blackbox.
I have I heard that from the previous discussion. I've already typed it.
Brilliant.
Okay, right, and then so I'll be able to use this on the command line to encrypt. Exactly.
It's like you got the Travis gem that you can install to encrypt stuff.
I know it well. Yeah. So what I will do here is I will git checkout, and I want to have my. Yes, it is. That's still there.
That was it.
Yeah, and there. Yeah, we've got our DRE file.
Cool. Up to date.
Blackbox is installed. So what would be the command here to?
Brilliant. So first one is Blackbox _ initialize. With the Z. Sorry, no space. No space. Weirdly, all their commands, like it's not like one Blackbox command. It's like a collection of 10 different commands.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. So what that does is that initializes some goodies to kind of manage the keys around the stuff. Next, I'm just gonna. So, do you have a GPG key by any chance?
I think I do.
If you do a GPG space -- list - keys, you'll know you do. So let's just use whichever one you like there. What you do is you say Blackbox _ add admin, and then whichever one of those you like the look of.
That's for _ add admin.
Just add admin, one word.
And then what identifier do I use?
The email address.
Okay. Yeah.
Brilliant. So that's that done. Now is when things get even less pretty. Is if you go back to your web browser and I think you still have that build log open, right? Okay. If you take out the bit that says logs/build and just replace it with GPG.
Okay.
Keep in mind this would in future be fronted by a dashboard, but I think.
No worries. I was just moving to it. So I'm removing everything logs build there.
Yeah, and /GPG. Now, if things work like I very much hope they work, you should get a file to download.
I do.
Hey.
I have that file.
So I'm going to Slack you on to. I'm going to Slack you the command to add that. What this is? So this is a GPG key, like the public side of a GPG key that's been generated just for your app.
Yep.
It's not like a global DRE one.
Sure.
So I've sent you. I mean, I could have just read it to you. Actually, it's GP on the command line. It's G. Cool.
So here.
But change it to whatever. I don't know where it would have downloaded it to with Chrome, to be honest. But I assume.
Got it. Done.
Brilliant. So that goes in there now. If you do a GPG -- list keys again, you'll see. Yeah. Yeah. So you'll see the one for that. If you want to remove it when we're done, I can't remember the exact command, but it'll be somewhere in the -- help on GPG.
I'll find it. No problem.
Cool. So next step, you've done the black box admin on your key. You need to do it on that key also. Yeah, and then just
would
copy.
then use this sudo email address.
Exactly.
Yep.
Cool. So that's now in, and let me check the final. So that .tree.yaml.
Yeah.
If you do a git mv that file too, and I'll tell you. Sorry, yeah, mv move git move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, .tree.yaml to .dree underscore encrypted .yaml.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna double check that I have that correct. Yeah, that is correct. Okay, so
Yeah, done.
and I'm just trying to find. I had this in my command history. Okay. So if you say black box underscore register underscore new underscore file, and then that.
I will do. I was just in the background in the pause looking at our build process and just
Gotcha.
noticing that. So this is the unencrypted one. So just before it is saying that it's still saying that it wants a device secret key set. I'm just
an environment bars. That is not what I was hoping for. Let me double check what's going on. Okay. That's interesting. It is in there weirdly. Device. Set a device secret key. And this is working on the SSH side of tree push, right?
yes.
Gotcha.
Where the I will just take that in another window.
Yeah.
And check. I mean, we've got the full sites running.
Yeah. So it must be.
It sort of implies. I mean, if the error message is misleading, maybe if the key length is too short or something, I should have generated a. Let me just do. I guess SSH2. And then the thing that I need to do on this one is it's configure env is the way to list that. If I do SSH, the URL, the like, I'll show you. Like I was just gonna like in a different window, I was gonna list the like this. This is the right way to.
Right.
Yeah, that will give me a list of the environment variables.
I'm just double checking. You might need environment as a full like the full word environment. I can't remember if I put both in.
Anyway, that's but yeah, fairly. Yeah, so that one, yes, it does. I mean, the difference there is the device secret key is kind of a longer one as generated by the this thing there. But so from yours, if you're looking on your side, this instance there it looks like it's set.
It looked like it was set, but it's possible I'm missing something. So I'm just doing a bit of reading to see if maybe there is an issue where it wants a specific length or something.
I mean, that one we can. What's the require that I need to get when it comes from? Is it not a gem? Is it? Oh, it's Rails. Ugh.
Oh, that is interesting.
I mean, those are slightly misleading error messages if that actually is the.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so I've got. I'll just go ahead. I think that it's certainly.
You're gonna try setting that?
I was thinking that there's nothing particularly to lose from going in here and just setting this. I mean, I guess it doesn't need quotes in the YAML.
YAML's like quite friendly about quotes.
Yeah, I think there's occasions when it actually requires quotes, but
yeah.
So having made that change there, that then will automatically kick off another build, won't it? Or at least
yes.
So if we do
it will
from here, I guess it maybe hasn't yet done it. Interesting question about, as you were saying, like the need to go into the branches to find this place, which is not, once you know where it is not a big deal. Okay, yeah, so that's kicked that off again. I guess the other thing we were talking about this yesterday, the URL then, like, so I've been able to actually on this occasion pretty much remember the way of getting to view the stuff via the SSH. That URL for this, you told me yesterday, but I'm not immediately remembering. It's related to this.
The URL to access the application, right?
Yeah, it's like it's going to be GitHub dot. Right. Actually, now I've remembered it. It's GitHub. It's like branch name.
Branch name dot repo name dot team name dot GitHub.
Like, okay, and then a slightly ever so slight. So I think just doing it over here. So branch name and then repo name and then team name. And then
GitHub.
Is it .app at push.github or something?
No. There's no. The .github has replaced .app.
Okay, right.
Yeah. So .github push.reapp.co.
And it's .push or it's at push?
.push. In the web address, yeah.
In the address that I would SSH from.
You want to SSH into.
I was just going to see if I could see the environment variables for that box.
Gotcha. You won't be able to SSH in yet.
No, it's denied publicly. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't got the SSH.
So you're right. So this is just from debugging purposes. I guess you can on your side see what the environment variables are, and they look like they're set to you. I was seeing if I could check the same thing, which I obviously can't at the moment. And then we've got the build continue. So we'll see if that was the issue. I guess we might as well go back to, sorry for like just sort of stepping aside there.
No, that's okay.
We can go back to the things that we need to do for GPG. So we've got this .dre -encrypted.yaml.
Yeah.
I guess what I would just do is I will do git pull origin and pull in that thing here. Maybe it will give me merge complex. It will.
Yes, you did get moved to new. Yeah.
But I think. There we go. I think I have. Let's have a little look there. If I look at this locally. Yep. So I have dealt with the conflict, and we are back in business. So we have.
Brilliant.
So what's the next step then? Here in.
so next step is to add that file into the black box, and to do that, you run black box underscore register underscore new underscore file. That's it, and then the .tree underscore encrypted .yaml.
That's it.
Yep. Cool. Does that look all good? That looks all good.
I was going to look at the status. So we now have, right, we have a DREE encrypted.yaml GPG.
Yep. Yeah, that's brilliant. Cool. That is it. Before we push this, should we just see whether that build you did?
Absolutely. Yes. We'll do that.
Yeah. No, it looks like it's still running actually, which might be a good sign. I don't know.
We'll see. Before we go there, I would just mention my immediate thought on this is that what we're doing in this context is we basically I assume what we'd end up having is kind of the Git ignoring a DREE encrypted, and it would be a process of kind of maintaining DREE underscore encrypted.yaml on our local system, and then when we need to make a change to it, re-encrypting it each time. I noticed that differs from the Travis model, where the file itself is still just a YAML, and then individual values in that file are encrypted.
Yeah. So
that has the advantage of making the explicit what environment variables are being set. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's explicit if you look at it on your local box and you have the keys to decrypt it, because you can still, with black box installed, you can still run git diffs and see who changed which line, etc.
Yeah.
The thing with doing it the Travis way, which I think might be a non-issue, which is why I'm interested to hear what you think. Is the Travis way is a one-way thing. So once you've put your environment variable into travis.yaml, Travis, like you yourself have no way of viewing that environment variable on your local machine.
Right. Sure.
Maybe that's okay. I don't know, because it would be very easy. It would be a lot easier than what I've done to make it look like that.
I would say that,
but
I can't see a situation where I would want to work back from the local encryption to see what it actually was. Like, I guess there might be. I mean, the situation that I'm thinking about from the perspective of an open source project, I'd argue that I think it's probably more valuable that somebody without any keys can see approximately what's going on, than it is that people are able to kind of go back from, that was the that was the, like, if you've got some key and then it's encrypted into something else, you can still in principle use the old key because the server can decrypt it, and you can still say, oh right, we need to go back to that old setting. The situation where you need to, like, okay, I want to know what the contents of that key are they actually the same as I mean, I can imagine a sort of situation where you had a lot of stuff built on top of that infrastructure and you were saying, oh, we can't afford the overhead of resetting and regenerating the key here because it's going to cause all of these other problems. But that seems like a relatively corner case for the open source project where the big value comes from ease of onboarding people compared to the situation where you've got, I mean, I think the difference between, like, if you've got a well-funded fintech startup and you're confident of having the money to pay lots of people to do things, then probably this one, the black box, maybe makes more sense, because you can say, well, we're not onboarding people that frequently. Everybody who's onboarded is trustworthy. They should be able to have the keys sorted, and that maybe gives more flexibility. Yeah, anyway.
Gotcha. I missed some of that because I dropped off for a second, but I think I get the gist.
Well, I'll stop the rant there. Go on.
What? Just so I know I do get the gist. What was the what's the conclusion? What do we prefer, Travis way or black box way?
I think for the relatively, shall we say, resource impoverished open source projects where we're keen to make things as transparent as possible to, the many people are being onboarded, we probably want to go for the Travis way rather than encrypting the entire file.
Gotcha. Just worth mentioning is that if you have unencrypted config, like if you have a .tree.yaml file, that still applies.
Okay.
So you can what you could end up doing is, say, putting your super secret database URL in the encrypted file.
Oh, okay.
And having your welcome message, your welcome message config in the decrypted file, and letting people just chop and change.
Yeah, no, that's
rather than the other.
Right. I guess the thing that I'm thinking about is wanting to make it so that someone doing the deploy needs to know that they need to set a database URL. So if the entire file is encrypted, they can't see what keys are in there in the encrypted one.
Yeah.
I mean, one way around that is just in the tree.yaml itself is one, puts in the dummy values for those keys that are then overridden by the ones in the encrypted file. At the same time, the issue for the person wanting to do their deploy and so on is that they then have to. I get that I might be wrong, but I get the sense that with black box, probably the number of steps that one has to take is higher because it's more flexible. It's supporting more flexibility down the road. I guess I would probably put the emphasis on, as with Travis, like they have like kind of a single command that you can do, like the Travis encrypt this thing, and it will add precisely that encrypted thing to that. And being able to do that in one command without having to use GPG keys and all this and the other will make it easier for people to deploy running instances of the system, I would imagine.
I mean, I take all those points. Those are all things that were kind of on my mind as potential issues with black box. I'm going to pop you a link quick, which you can crack open in your browser. One point on Travis is it's not quite as nice as you're thinking, as in they're securing the key and the value of the config, right? Which I can think
I hear what you're saying. You might well be right, and maybe I'm mistaken. I'm just going to look here at my Travis. No, we don't have Travis on that thing. We do have Travis on this one. See here. So I mean, I have this
for secure.
I've got API key here. It's got secure. Right. So we're saying this secure in here. This is combining both the key and the value, you think?
So I'm not sure what deploy is. So what I've been looking at is in the travis.yaml file, you've got an env top level key, and under that you've got a
and I've got here we've got notifications here, and we've got like email we've got Slack is then set onto a secure thing here, and that's maybe it is combining there may be that this is like the equivalent for this under the hood is like it's like Slack API token. Maybe it's that. So, but even so, the so that's a slightly annoying side effect. But at least we're seeing its position, and it's here in this file. But it's So part of my argument for that is undermined. But I think having everything in a single file where people can. I mean, what this does is this highlights the need that, like, if you want to do Slack notifications, then there's something that needs to be done, and it also means that if we're, for whatever happens to be, if we're happy for the people built on branches of the project to have that working, we can leave that in there and they can use it in pure fashion. So I guess the ones, I guess it's just a question of visibility, really.
Cool, that makes sense. But at the end of the day, like you reckon it's the Travis sort of one-way encryption is probably easier in the long run, and it's less. You know, it has the issue I mentioned, but it has like less annoyances.
I think it's
overall, right?
there's probably fewer steps to get people like up and
Yeah,
running with like. And what we're particularly
yeah,
thinking is that people on their there's just like we're thinking about that pathway from, like, say I've got other Ad Adventures projects and they want
yeah,
to like install the DRE integration. They want to
yeah,
like click those few buttons, and then there's going to be the process of setting the environment variables. And
yep,
like if we like what we want to do, I think, to get the maximum number of people using DRE and
yep,
DRE, the GitHub integration, we just want to remove everything. Like,
yeah,
like I think if people start saying, "Oh, hey, I need this additional and extra," but we want to make sure that that pathway from that DRE push thing sounds cool. Oh, I'm using it.
yeah,
Oh, my app's completely deployed. I think that's what we want to. It's that experience. It's the kind of intro
yeah,
experience that people have. The the fewer steps and the less that can possibly go wrong in that process, the better for the number of people who will be using it, and I think also just for the experience of the people learning about, within the context of adventures and learning to, go through that, DevOps and so on and so forth.
yeah, yeah, totally, totally,
So,
cool.
good discussion.
Yeah,
Of course,
we're
whatever
still not
works.
there on that though.
I mean, where we are here
Yep,
is, so now this was still completely unencrypted, and that encryption is obviously another layer that we haven't pushed
yep,
in yet.
yep,
But so it's asking for this device secret key. Now you're looking on your side at the actual running instance, and
yeah.
you're doing like env there, and you're seeing device underscore secret underscore key is there with some value. It's totally visible.
So I'm not in the same container as you, but it looks like all signs point to it should be there. I have a thought about why it might not be, which I need to look into.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Oh, actually, I might be able to test that. Give me a sec. I'm gonna do a little bit of manual jiggering.
And there's at the moment there's no way for me to access.
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
What we want to do, like I said before, is we want to put like a terminal in the dashboards.
Right.
Just so you click on a tab and you've got yourself the terminal to debug.
That we could automatically import people's SSH keys from GitHub as well.
Yeah. That's another option. The soon though is maintaining the current SSH setup with letting you SSH into the GitHub setup. Just for various reasons, like the interaction between slicing and dicing the like the words between the dots to get the directory structure and the branch names. Once I introduce like a variable length, variable number of those, things get a little bit weird and difficult to predict.
Sure.
Yeah, whether something's a branch or like just a raw container without a branch.
Yep.
So there's some weirdness, but I think,
no worries.
like at some point, if we're happy with the GitHub integration, what I can do is I can cut the SSH server over to the GitHub integration, and then we can start SSHing in with that. But it would mean that all the currently running SSH based ones would kind of
no worries.
No longer be acceptable.
I'll leave it for you to pass through your unconscious. Yes, but you were saying there's some way to quickly check why we might not be having this.
Do you know what? I'm going to take it offline.
Yep.
Because otherwise we'll just be sitting here staring at the build log together, which might be a bit boring. So I'll take it offline. I'll give it a check.
Yeah.
If it works, I'll ping you back.
Sounds good.
But I think the result of this is that we're going to favor like easy to read config files over being able to get the config values back out.
Yes.
Just because they tend to be a one-time set thing anyway.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Great.
I
Well,
think that sounds good.
That's good.
That's been really helpful.
I think let's keep doing this, daily, and just keep moving it forward, and we'll get there.
Definitely. As I get new features out, I'll ping you and we'll give them a try.
Sounds
it
good.
might not quite be daily, but I'll aim for.
Well, we'll check in daily.
Two.
We'll check in every day, and we'll do a hangout as appropriate, and keep moving forward.
Definitely. Cool. Thanks a lot, Sam. Have a good evening.
The only other thing I was going to say actually was there's the performance side of things. If I want to do that CNAME on the EU servers, was there something else that you needed to change before I could test that?
There is. I'd like to. What I kind of like to do is get it in its current state closer to Heroku, just so that we know we've got a good baseline, right? Because once I start adding the other stuff in, then it's only going to get slow.
I will leave it for you to let me know when that's time for that next round of testing.
I will definitely let you know, hopefully soon. I want to get the config stuff working so that we can shift over to the GitHub integration first, and then that's the next port of call.
Okay, great.
Awesome.
Have a good
evening.
All right, bye.
Take care.